Before we start, click on the subscribe button and like this video and share this video to your fellow African and your fellow Nigerian. Thank you. This message is for Nigeria, to every Nigerian who is proudly and boldly defending the corrupt government system right now under the regime of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. In the recent video that I posted, you guys are attacking the message. Let me tell you something. You are not defending your country, but rather you are standing in the way of African liberation. Yes, whilst your leaders are busily and happily serving foreign powers, you guys are also busy and happily serving their lies. Whilst your leaders are selling the destiny of your children, blaming it on others, letting you know that the problem is from others whilst the problem is them, you guys are believing it. And to those Nigerians who are proudly cheering up to this kind of proposal, supporting your corrupt government, thinking that you are doing your country a favor or thinking that you are being loyal to your country, let me tell you one thing. Patriotism is loving your country enough to hold it accountable. What many of you are doing is a blind nationalism tool used by every corrupt regime in history. But when Africans dare to tell you the truth, to tell you the uncovered truth and the bitter truth, you call it hate. But I'm not here to give you comfort, but rather I'm here to wake you guys up. It's time for you guys to come back into your senses and do what? And rise up and save the continent and save your country as well. Here is a home of Pan-Africanism. We don't sugarcoat anything. If today is your first time on this particular channel, I'll plead on you to subscribe to this channel and share this particular video to your fellow African. And don't forget to turn on notification bell so that anytime you drop a video concerning Africa, you'll be notified. And don't forget to like this particular video to keep the Pan-African voice alive. The chief of the Nigerian army proposed to the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, in a recent conference that it's time for Nigeria to build fence wall across or surrounding their country, blocking the neighboring countries from entering or fighting against terrorism. But let me tell you one thing, it's a lie. All this is based on agenda. And most of these ignorant Nigerians were flooded in the comment section defending this corrupt politician, supporting that the government should build fence surrounding their entire country. Let me tell you what, do you think the fence is going to solve the insecurity problems in Nigeria? The answer is no. Watch this video to the end and you understand. I will explain everything into details for your understanding. There's insecurity reasons in Nigeria right now. It's not from Cameroon, it's not from Mali, it's not from Niger, it's not from Chad, or it's not from Benin. The insecurity issues or the insecurity situations right now at hand in the northern part of Nigeria is from the government, it's from the body system of your governance. That is the question you need to ask yourself. That is the question you need to ask your politician. Building fence wall is not going to solve the problem. So for those of you Nigerians who are blindly and ignorantly supporting this particular proposal, thinking that it's going to solve the insecurity problems in Nigeria, it's a lie. Yes, that is the reason why Africans call you guys the betrayer of African unity, because it did not start now. You guys started it in the 1960s. And now, 2025, you guys are repeating the same thing. You guys were part of the Monrovia group who stood up against the unity of Africa in the 1960s during the African Union Summit in Addis Ababa. The Monrovia group, you guys were the key country in that particular group. You guys voted against it. So there's no sugarcoat calling you guys a betrayer and a hatred of African unity. Yes, you guys envy, you guys hate to see Africa uniting. And there's nothing sugarcoating about this. Let me tell you the truth. Whenever you are talking about African unity, you guys always brag, thinking that Africans cannot do without Nigeria. The answer is no. Africa can do it without Nigeria, and Africa will do it without Nigeria. Nigeria, Burkina Faso, and Mali have done it without Nigeria. So why do you think that Africa cannot do it without Nigeria? So for those of you who think Africa cannot survive without Nigeria, Nigeria doesn't feed any other countries in Africa. But rather, it's good and better that if you become united, Africa will be stronger and Africa will do what? Africa will achieve whatever you want to achieve. That is the reason why some of us are praying and crying for unity. It's not because that if one country gets out, the rest can't stand. The rest can stand. Even 3 countries have done it. So what makes you think that the rest cannot do it without Nigeria? It's a lie. If Nigeria is not an enemy or Nigeria is not a betrayer of African unity, why should the whole army chief general propose to fence the entire country of Nigeria instead of working hand in hand with a neighboring country to fight against terrorism and bandits on the borders? But rather he decided to fence, or thinking of fencing, the entire borders of Nigeria so that the enemies would do what? Would take down their neighboring countries. He proposed that, and he boldly said that if the Sahel force Nigeria is the target because they think Nigeria is rich, Nigeria is huge, and Nigeria is what? Nigeria is more populated. So Nigeria will be the next target. Why must you even think that the Sahel for? Because you know what you have discussed in closed doors. And you people have the guts and the boldness to defend this particular statement. You think it's a joke, right? You think it's right. You guys think you are doing your country a favor. You guys are just cowards. And why must you even think that the Sahel fall? That means you guys have hosted closed-door conference against the Sahel region that is not yet in the public. So whatever you guys have against the Sahel region is not going to hold. The uprising of the Sahel, the sky is the limit. The Sahel will rise and will never fall again. The people are fighting for their nation. The people are fighting for their freedom. So there is no way you guys can work with the imperialists to take down the Sahel region. It will never work. You guys, General Christopher Musa, you are the commander of the ECOWAS troop, and Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali, Chad, they are members of the ECOWAS. So if you have problems with them, what do you have to do? You have to solve it democratically. You have to solve it, present it in the to the chairman of the ECOWAS, and the chairman of the ECOWAS is the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So why are you boycotting all these particular things and fighting against the Sahel region, thinking the Sahel will fall? The Sahel will not fall. So if you say that Nigeria is the betrayer and enemy to African unity, you guys need to understand, and there's no sugarcoat about it. Why do your elect and your corrupt politicians live like European kings and the average Nigerians survive with less than $2 a day? Have you asked yourself that question? This is not a hate. This is clarity. This is a message to you guys that you guys are always the one betraying the unity of Africa, because your politicians really know it very clearly that if Africa unites today, they will not benefit whatever they are benefit from you people before, because they will take ideas from other African countries before they can operate. That's the reason why they always put some code in your brain so that you believe that terrorism is coming from other African countries. The answer is no. Let me ask you one question. Is building fence going to solve the problem between the Fulani people and the, what do you call it, the Hausa people? The answer is no. How is building fence across the country going to solve the problem between Muslims and the Christians in the northern part of Nigeria? How is building fence across surrounding the country of Nigeria is going to solve the problem of one Fulani people captured or threatened the Nigerian army? Shows them that they are powerful than the Nigerian army. How is the fence going to solve that? Do you want to tell me that the Fulani people who always attack the Christians in the northern part of Nigeria comes from Cameroon, comes from Niger, comes from Mali, or come from Burkina Faso? Or these people, you want to tell me that these people come from Benin? The answer is no. The terrorists or the insecurity reasons right now in Nigeria come from the body or the government system. They know what they are doing. They are benefiting from your blood. They are benefiting from your soul. So there's no need for you to cheer up for building what do you call it, fencing your country. It's not going to solve the problem. Yes, the politicians have made you believe that the insecurity reasons in the northern part of Nigeria is from outside Nigeria, it's from the neighboring countries from Nigeria. The answer is no. It's not. It's not. They know where the problem is. Do you want to tell me that Burkina Faso has used less than 3 years to solve 90% of insecurity reasons in Burkina Faso, and Nigeria cannot use that same method to fight against? Nigeria is rich in oil. So you want to tell me that Nigeria cannot buy an advanced drones to fight against terrorism? Nigeria cannot buy advanced tanks, advanced fighter jets to fight against terrorism, rather than building walls across the country of Africa, the country of Nigeria, sorry. Do you want to tell me that? Come on. And the moment the clarity comes outside from Nigeria, you guys choose to attack the message instead of confronting your betrayers, instead of confronting your corrupt politician and ask them the vital question. Why is it that for decades you have not been able to solve the insecurity reasons in the northern part of Nigeria? You guys need to hold your politician accountable rather than attacking messages that will be delivered. Many of you are still mentally colonized, even still waving your green and white flag. You were taught to believe that Pan-Africanism is a threat to Nigerians' national security. You were taught to believe that Niger, Burkina Faso, and Mali is unstable and uncivilized for kicking out the West and America and France from their country and fighting for their own liberation and fighting for their own freedom. That is what you believe in. That is what you were taught to believe. That's the reason why you guys don't have any rumor, don't have any passionate for the unity of Africa. This is not about shaming Nigeria. It's about shaking it, awakening. I want you guys to come back to your senses. I want you guys, the Nigerian youth, to rise up in your numbers and do what? And realize that you guys have the capacity to rule. You guys have the capacity to lead, but not as puppets. Every Nigerian who defend injustice is helping the oppressor to expand their operations. Yes, that's the reason why most African countries call you guys the betrayer and the enemy of African unity, because you guys have the capacity, you guys have the zeal, you guys have the power to rule and lead this particular continent. So why are you guys always allowing yourself to be convinced, to be manipulated by the West and America, just to spoil every idea of uniting Africa? That is the problem. So you guys are flooding in the comment section thinking that I'm hating on Nigeria, that I have problem with Nigeria. Please, I don't have any problem with Nigeria, but I want you, the youth of Nigeria, to come back to your senses and realize who you are, and realize and hold your politicians accountable. Yes, so you choose where you want your history to be. Let me tell you what, Pan-Africanism is not a request. Pan-Africanism is a storm. Pan-Africanism is a threat against new colonialism, imperialism, and foreign influence. That is what Pan-Africanism is. Pan-Africanism don't sugarcoat. That is the reason why I say I deliver my message straightforward. So those of you who always say that I should go and do my research very well, I'm talking about Pan-Africanism. I speak what I hear. I speak what I see with my own naked eyes. That is the reason why the government of Nigeria is trying so hard to ban some platforms in Nigeria, just to keep the people silent, just to work in hand with the oppressors to take down the Sahel region. But it's not going to work. Let me see your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to follow, like, and share this particular video. If today is your first time, please subscribe to this channel and share this particular video to your fellow African. Don't forget to like this particular video. Thank you. We shall meet in the next episode. Stay blessed and stay safe. I don't hate Nigeria, but I mean well for Nigeria. Thank you.